Hi, in this episode, attaching a lav mic to your recorder. So far, we've looked at using the microphones on the camera and using just a separate recorder, but this time we're using a lav mic, and the idea is to get that microphone even closer. The best position for most microphones is to just do this little thing where you put your thumb there on your mouth, and that's where your microphone should be. So with a Lavalier microphone, all you've got to do is do that, and the best position is going to be there then. At the moment, I'm just holding this because what happens is also with Lavalier mics is the wire can touch your clothing, and in quiet environments you can really hear the noise. It does pay to play around with the position though, because sometimes they sound a bit better if they're close and sometimes they sound a bit better if they're further away. So just moving them up and down a bit just to find the best position can pay off. So one big advantage of using a Lavalier is that it allows you to get the microphone capsule really close to your mouth, and in my case I've got it just there. They're so small, they're not normally seen too easily when you're on camera, and they can even be hidden really effectively. For instance, at the moment, I've got my microphone on me, but you can't see it. It's just here. There are two types of Lavalier that you can get. One is an Omni, and that's the most common type where it picks up the sound from all around. And the other is a cardioid, where it picks up most of the sound from the front. This Lavalier is the more popular and the one that you normally see, and it's an omnidirectional type of Lavalier. This particular one is quite large, but you'll see that it's okay from the front, it's okay from the side. It might go off on the back, but because the capsule is being shielded by the body of the microphone. But generally, this is a good all-round, all-purpose kind of microphone when you're out filming and you don't want it to be too obvious with a big microphone. The downside of this one though is that it's going to pick up everything. It's omnidirectional, so if you've got traffic or noise around you, this thing's going to pick it up. This microphone is one that very often people say don't use because it's a cardioid, and the nice thing about a cardioid is that it rejects noise from around you. So for instance, on the front it's okay, on the side it drops, on the back hopefully it drops a little bit more, but you can hear perhaps that it is changing according to where I am. Now the thing is about these cardioid capsules is when you place them up against your body, the reflections from your body or the absorption from your body does affect the sound quite a lot, which is why people often say don't use a cardioid Lavalier. So if I put it there, you might have noticed that the sound has now changed because it's up against my body, and the microphone itself is pointing up towards me, but because it's directional, the sides do affect how it sounds quite a bit, and when you take it away it opens out a little bit. Now you might only hear that if you've got headphones on, but the useful thing about this one is that you could clip this to the top of your camera and you've effectively got a forward-facing microphone like a shotgun type mic, which rejects side sounds, and it's tiny, but it doesn't work as well as an omnidirectional when it's pinned to your chest. So a cardioid is a useful one to have if you want to use it as a microphone, and equally if you suspend this one above yourself, you've actually got a very tiny microphone suspended above you, which is directional, and it will reject the room sounds quite nicely. So it's useful to have a cardioid, although for general purpose most people would use an Omni. So for filming purposes, Lavaliers make great microphones. They can be used in all kinds of situations. You can put them on the camera, use them almost like a shotgun microphone, plant them on yourself, plant them in the scene where they're not too obvious, hide them in the scene, hide them on yourself, put them on other people, dangle them from anywhere you like and hang them above your head. Lavaliers are really useful for filmmakers. The biggest downside of a Lavalier is the self-noise. They tend to be a little bit more noisy than larger microphones, and also not always as deep sounding as a full-size mic. For general filming purposes though, an Omni is probably the best choice because it's more reliable in sound and it doesn't react to reflections from your body. So most people end up buying and using an omnidirectional Lavalier. Definitely worth considering and adding to your recorder to improve your sound. Cheers for now.